How's my makeup?
Great. Beautiful. Wonderful.
Oh my God. This promo item is possibly the best promo item ever, like in the history of promo items.
According to
Me?
Oh.
You guys don't. Oh my God. This
Oh.
thing. Hold on. Now you're obviously. Oh, by the way, welcome to the Totally Spoiled podcast.
Oh, by the way.
You're obviously not going to know what I'm doing unless you're watching it on YouTube right now, which you can watch it. Yeah. Can you hold my mic? Hold my mic. Oh my God. This thing is so awesome.
Can you hear him, guys? Can you hear this? What's going on right now?
Like, what does it look like? Oh wait, I'm like my mouth is. I don't know where I'm.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, you've loved cats so much, you've turned into one.
Guys, it happened.
His dream has come true.
Hold on, I got it like marshmallow.
If you try to lick me, I'm going to kick your butt.
There we go. I got
There
the
you
mic underneath. So it is a DJ Kitty.
You look ridiculous.
It is a DJ Kitty mascot head.
Yeah.
That everybody gets this weekend at the Rays game on Saturday.
While supplies last.
While supplies last. Yeah. I mean, it's a little hot
I
in
think
here.
we're going to see a lot of DJ Kitty mascots for Halloween.
This thing is so awesome. Like when we got the email that we were going to be getting, I think I first saw that they were doing this as a promo item. I'm like, oh my God,
Intense.
we better get these. And we got them.
Can you please shoot a video of you walking in the house with that head on? And I want to see what Aiden and Tucker do.
So
if they
here's the thing.
Start mauling you.
But hang tight, because if you're going to do that, you got to go all the way. You know you have the DJ Kitty
onesie
too. So just saying, if you're going to really put yourself out there, go from head to toe, friend. Go from head to toe.
So we got the email this morning about picking them up in our boss's office, and I was like, the first thought that popped into my head was I need to do a video walking home to, so that they can see me. I don't know if this is going to scare the crap out of Aiden and Tucker, but that's what I'm worried about. Like there's those videos where people take cucumbers and put it near a cat, and cats flip their crap. But like flip out to the point of borderline almost having a heart attack.
Okay, let's talk about that. Okay.
Let's
Cats
talk about
freaking out at a cucumber?
Yes, I don't know what it is
It's
about
a
the
video.
cucumber. Yeah.
It's like a viral video.
Like people
Dogs would never freak out like that.
This isn't like
Team
dogs.
Dog, what?
This isn't like dogs versus cats podcast. Okay, cats,
We can make one. Cats.
We definitely can.
Dogs.
Dogs. Dogs. But yeah, that's the only thing that worries me is I don't want to do the video and have them like literally get the crap scared out of them, and then
I do.
people would be
Yeah.
pissed at me.
I'd watch.
Oh, come
CT,
on.
you need a heart, CT.
So people are pissed at the people putting a cucumber on the ground next to a cat?
Yeah, they are.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Because
we all
here's the
need to
thing.
calm down a little bit.
But here's the thing. It supposedly riles them up so much that their little teeny tiny kitty hearts have like issues.
Well, then somebody needed to say that yesterday when we were ziplining because my heartbeats per minute were like through the roof.
I don't want to
Hey.
have to like get like a kitty pacemaker for Aiden. I mean, he's a senior right now. I don't want to.
Jeez.
I just had it.
I'm just gonna
I
sit
just
back
had
and
it.
observe today.
Wait,
Yeah.
I just had like an image
Yeah.
of
Move
a
over.
Chicago,
That's right.
the Chicago medicine or whatever the show is with them inputting a little teeny tiny pacemaker
my
in a
God.
cat in an episode. Oh my
But that
gosh.
would have to happen. We could
Or-
do we could do a YouTube video about that.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Get a
okay,
thing of
so-
operation and just start putting a little
So
Oh,
I'll
boy.
figure it out. Maybe that video may be coming. I'll just put that out there. I don't know what's going to happen.
Waiting
If Aiden
because I am a horrible person. I will be waiting.
if Aiden loses his crap, the video will not make the light of day.
And you'll have to clean it up again.
That's not even funny.
Oh.
All right, so we got a lot to talk about here on the Totally Spoiled podcast. Mr.
man.
Rogers, we're going to talk about that.
Yes?
Went to see that. Have you guys heard of Nanette?
Nanette.
No.
Nanette. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. We all finished Ozark, right?
Yes.
Did you finish Ozark, April?
I did
Oh.
not watch the. Hold on.
happening
Can you
here?
let me talk? Can you let me talk?
Hasn't it been like
Oh my
3
God.
months?
Look, come here. Come here.
Get
I'm right
on our
here.
level.
I'm right here.
No, right here.
I'm right here.
I'm going to do what my mom does. Right
I'm
here.
right here.
Mira.
I'm right here,
Mira.
Mita.
I watched all of it. You calm down, Red. I watched
laughing.
all of it minus the last 30 minutes.
How can you do that?
Stop!
I'm sorry, it was 9 o'clock and I had to come into the office. It's not after you getting a different phone call.
But it's been like 5 days, 6. It's been so long that it feels like I don't even remember Ozark anymore.
I know. It's so in
I
the past.
haven't been here much.
What?
She's got a lot of stuff going on, so
Okay.
I understand it. But we're still going to talk about it. So
let's please do. I essentially watched it. I got to the part where literally Marty's getting his freaking toenails ripped
Oh my
out.
God!
So I might have stopped at a good point because I literally feel this is why I'm still nauseous as I speak.
Give me the DJ
So I
Kitty
pretty much,
mascot head to
yeah,
put
I
back
pretty
on.
much watched about as much as I needed or wanted to be honest. So.
All right, so let's just get into it. Let's talk some TV and movies.
Yeah, there's that. So
At Brian Fink, at CT1007, at April on Air. Thank you so much for subscribing to the Totally Spoiled podcast on iHeartRadio, iTunes. I've started putting it up on SoundCloud.
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't do the SoundCloud Pro, so I'm not sure how many actually are up there or if they're up there. But wherever you're listening to podcasts, thank you.
YouTube.
And on YouTube, you can watch the video.
You can
so
find
thank you for being part of the Totally Spoiled podcast. I went to go see, before we finish up on Ozark, I went to go see Would You Be My Neighbor?
Without me.
Without you, without
Sorry,
April.
Not even a text.
Nothing.
it's all right.
But would you have come out to Brandon to see it?
Maybe.
No.
Had I been asked.
Hold on. Didn't I say, why don't we go see it? Or was that Whitney?
It was
I don't-
Whitney.
I don't remember what it was. I said
We did
what.
speak about going to see something together, but there was no follow through. Tisk tisk.
Whatever.
So, all right.
Whatever, guys. I mean, it's not like we're friends or
Rachel,
anything.
at least you get a text. I get a text to some random number because clearly I'm not even saved.
Who gets a new phone
So-
number? I've literally no. It was saved, but it wasn't in the
Right.
group text message.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Who gets a new phone number?
April.
Like I think
She's got stalkers. It's fine.
I think I've had the same phone number since my beeper.
Oh,
Look,
you
things
just
happen.
aged yourself.
Yeah. How old are we now?
Whatever.
Oh, okay.
You're
so
the
what
youngest one in the group, and you still had a beeper, right? Did you have a beeper? You never had a beeper?
I never
Okay,
had
we
one.
need to move. You never had a beeper? Oh, we need to move on. Okay, so Would You Be My Neighbor is the documentary about Mr. Rogers,
Yeah.
which I didn't realize that Mr. Rogers was on TV until like 2000. I don't know if it was, and even after that, because they brought up 9/11,
Yeah.
and he
I
did a
feel like it's been
special
a little
about that.
longer.
He did a special, but think about it. That was 18 years ago.
Right.
Was it? Oh, I didn't even. Oh my God!
2000 was it 2000 2001?
Well, 9/11 he did a special episode.
Yeah, he did a special
but
about
he officially
it.
like went
I
off the
gotcha.
air, like wrapped in 2000. So that was 18 years ago.
Years.
He did a
Yeah,
special
you say
7
2000, it just seems like yesterday.
That's a high school senior there, buddy.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he was on TV until 2000, and it was really weird watching this in the theater because it was a straight up documentary.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing that you're supposed to watch like on Netflix or on HBO.
Back in the day, documentaries would be in theaters.
What's the last documentary you saw on it? Like
I've never
true
seen a
legit documentary.
The Michael Jackson documentary that they did.
Really?
After
about
he died.
about the concert,
About
right?
the concert.
When
I
was
went and I
that?
saw that. God, it was like the
year
6
they
months
died.
after he died.
Right after.
Yeah. This
And
is it, I think it was called.
Was it weird seeing it in the theater?
No. I mean, it's different because there's not like a storyline.
Yeah,
It's like
exactly.
So I could see where you could get that feeling, but it was really cool to watch that on a big screen, not on my TV.
Yeah, it was just weird
Huh.
because
But was the documentary good?
yeah, no, absolutely. The
Okay.
documentary was great.
How long was it?
I think it was an hour and a half, I want to say.
I think
Okay.
you're right.
I mean, it went through how he started,
Mm-hmm.
how he hit some speed bumps during the show, who Mr. Rogers really was. It totally went through that. What
His wife is in
Yeah,
it?
his wife is in it. What his kids are in it.
Oh.
What he tried to do with the show, because the show, and I don't know if a lot of people really know Mr. Rogers because it's been so long.
Yeah.
So like the younger generation doesn't really know.
I don't know
Mr.
if they would
Rogers.
be so inclined to know him, but
But the
me,
show
every day I watched it when I was growing up as a kid.
and I honestly don't remember if I watched it.
Oh, I watched it. It was a block. It was Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street.
Really?
Yep. And every day it would be happy hour because it was on about like 2:30, 3 o'clock, and Oprah was on at 4. Okay,
Oh,
so
my
at
word.
90.
at
She is
2:30, 3
90.
o'clock, okay, my mom would be like, "You ready for your snack?" I'm like, "Sure." So I would have 5 Triscuits and 5 pieces of cheese.
And you
And
talk
then-
about my OCD?
Wait a minute.
Oh.
And then I would have a little yellow sippy cup of Pepsi, like just a little bit. I was like 2 or 3 or 4,
I'm
like
out of words.
5.
And drinking Pepsi?
Oh yeah, I grew up on that stuff. That explains a lot.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely does.
So I would sit there and I would sit in my little brown rocking chair and I would watch Mr. Rogers and then Sesame Street and then Oprah would come on and my mom would have her happy hour too, a nice little glass of wine out of a box. We were a classy bunch. But I would watch every episode until I went to like started like full-time school. That was my routine every day.
Did you watch Mr. Rogers?
I did not. I've seen episodes, but when it was pretty much on, no. I mean, what I've seen has been
But you
later.
know who he is,
Absolutely.
right?
I mean, I know who he is.
But I honestly, just thinking back, I don't know if like thinking back, the only recollection I really have of Mr. Rogers was actually Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night
Oh,
Live.
Mr. Robinson's Neighborhood?
Wow.
Who that?
Wow.
Which they actually talk about in the
really?
documentary.
Yeah,
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one of
Documentary?
my favorite SNL
Yeah,
skits
absolutely.
It
of
is good.
life.
So
Oh my gosh.
So Eddie Murphy did a great parody
It was
on
like
Saturday Night Live.
Mr. Rogers in the Hood.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
great. And he talked about it because one thing that you might not know about Mr. Rogers, if you watched Mr. Rogers, is he actually hated TV. So it goes through all this.
Oh,
He
I did
hated
hear that.
he hated the fact of kind of when TV sped up and all the violence and all the superhero stuff that they were showing on TV, because he kind of felt like there was a better way to develop children.
Mhm.
And he felt
Fair
that,
enough.
superheroes was not the way to do it. Because when it all started, a lot of kids were actually like mimicking the superheroes, and some would like jump off of stuff
Buildings?
and get hurt. You jumped off a building?
You not know the story behind this?
You
Wait.
jumped off a building?
What the heck? What are you
Not a
showing
buil-
me? What is that?
Hang tight.
What is happening here? What is this going to be a fake arm? Oh my God, it's a fake arm!
God, he's so dramatic!
What is it? So you can watch
look at
on
that
YouTube. You
gnarly
can watch the
scar.
video. But for the podcast,
That's a
April is
gnarly
showing
looking
us this
scar.
insane scar that's on her left
Oh,
elbow.
what did you
Wow,
do?
What did you do? So not only is there
So-
like a stitches scar,
Yeah.
but there's a small
Oh.
scar.
So I don't know if I give credit to just being a daredevil, which I currently have that in me still. I went on, so our house in Miami had like 3, it was like a house like had 3 different kind of roofs, like bottom,
Levels.
levels. So, poor dad, he should have known better. He left one of those, you know, like before I used to put goalposts like on top of like where your garage is. Like you put it, no?
All right, can you get to the
Anyways,
meat of the story? Did
he
you
was
jump off?
putting up a goalpost and left the ladder leaning on the first
And you
level of the
climbed
roof.
up.
I climbed up the ladder, thought I could fly,
Oh my God.
and had
Oh
a
my
compound
God.
fracture where both of my bones like
How
stuck out.
old
my,
were
my,
you?
my elbow, by the way. Yeah, so stuck out of that's called a compound fracture.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Stuck out of my body.
So you jumped off, and what did you land on?
Rocks.
Oh God.
How old were you?
How are you alive right now?
I don't know. That and a few other.
She's like a
occasions
cat.
I
She's
really
got
don't
9
know,
lives.
I
Yeah.
keep
So what are
trying
we
to tell
on?
that
Like
to
2 left?
people.
Yep.
Yeah, probably at this point.
How old were
Especially
you?
after ziplining? I was. That was 2000. Not 2000. Sorry. 98. I was 6.
Oh my God.
Oh wait, that just made me feel really old.
Wow. That's
Wow.
nuts.
Oh
6.
my. Well,
yeah.
So did you see a superhero doing it, and that's why you thought you could fly?
I'm not quite sure if I was watching enough episodes of kind of superhero stuff that at that time
She
I
just
really
thought she
didn't
was-
know
She
with
just thought
my
she was
brother.
she was
Super.
flying.
Or I just, got loose screws in my head because they're in my elbow now.
Wow, that's
Wow.
nuts.
So-
well, that
Yeah.
right there is kind of exactly what Mr. Rogers didn't like.
So
So
would
I'm
you
a
be my
living example
neighbor?
of a-
thumbs up, thumbs down.
Definitely a
worth,
thumbs up.
worth the $5 Tuesdays.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Worth the regular price of admission.
I'd wait
Maybe
till it
wait
comes
for-
out.
yeah.
Yeah. Like do
Okay.
Red Box or something on it.
You know what's really interesting? There are 3 documentaries out on celebrities or well-known people right now. Whitney,
Mr.
Mr.
Rogers.
and Robin Williams,
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
one on HBO.
wow.
which I find really interesting that that's like a thing right now, or documentaries on celebrities. I watched the Robin Williams thing the other night. Wow.
Really?
Yeah,
Where
it's
is it on?
It's
you
on
say?
It's on
HBO.
HBO.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my friend like invited me over because I love he's one of my favorite comedians ever. I
Mhm.
loved his movies, and like he just seemed like a interesting person. And it was called Come Inside My Mind. So you got to talk to his kids,
Ooh.
his wives, or his first wife, his friends like Billy Crystal, who I love. And just kind of learn a little bit about him and how he ended up where he was and what happened, and because he committed suicide too,
And I mean,
it's terrible.
And
But it's a really interesting movie because you just kind of see his journey, and gosh, you laugh because they show clips of stuff that you've never seen, and Mrs. Doubtfire and Aladdin and Good Morning Vietnam, all these amazing movies. It's really worth the 2 hours if you got it.
yeah,
on
I
HBO.
definitely need to check that out.
It's
and
so good.
Robin Williams was kind of the stereotypical clown. I want to
Yeah.
say that when he committed suicide, it was absolutely horrible and
Yeah.
tragic, but kind of in my eyes, not really surprising
Well-
because I know how many demons he had.
Right, but
how
he
many
was also
people really-
diagnosed with Parkinson's at the end, and
Oh, was he
it
really?
wasn't public. It didn't
Oh,
come out
wow.
until after he
Oh.
passed that he was starting to struggle with Parkinson's syndrome, Parkinson's disease. And yeah, I mean, they really don't go into his mindset, at that time, but because it wasn't really public, not a lot of people knew.
Right.
So you can only wonder about that. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, there are definitely some great documentaries out right now.
How much of that would, or any of it, would have to do? Granted, it's still information that we didn't know, but going back to him committing suicide, would that have affected his decision? For me, that's still surprising. Like I don't.
Parkinson's?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people didn't know that.
Mhm.
But more so, what I look at, and I've heard this time after time again, you see someone that's such an entertainer, is so incredibly happy in the face of others. So many people forget to realize they're still human.
Oh,
and when
absolutely.
you go home,
And they
Yeah,
really
yeah.
talk about
Yeah,
that.
I saw
and
that
I
in
was
the
gonna-
teaser.
I was going to ask, do they kind
They
of
really-
develop?
Yeah,
Yeah.
oh,
that
absolutely.
in
Because
the
all he
documentary,
wanted to do was
'cause-
make other people happy and help other
Right.
people.
Yeah.
You know?
So I mean, I find with genius there is a dark side.
Oh yeah, you see that with
You
a lot of like
a lot of
musicians
people.
and even classical music. It's very rampant.
Absolutely. So just
Um,
know when they're like that, like so amazing, and you think, wow,
Incredible.
a genius. They struggle with a lot of things, just like everybody does. But
Again, kind of a stereotypical clown.
yeah.
They're
Mhm.
there to make you
Yeah.
laugh, and you don't know what's going on behind the makeup.
Mhm.
That's what it is. One thing I
So
just
worth checking out.
really quickly, I just
Awesome.
wanted to wrap up on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. It completely fine. Completely.
Smack
no,
my hand.
I am not, because then that will come back and bite me in the ass. I am
You hit
not
a
doing
woman.
that. I am not
Oh,
doing that.
boy. All right,
so
we
Mr.
go.
What's
Rogers.
crazy is I was leaving the theater after this movie about complete simplicity and Mr. Rogers hating like where everything is going. And I'm walking to my car
Oh Lord.
and I see somebody jump out of their car in the parking lot while their friends are filming them to do the In My
Kiki,
Feelings challenge.
Do you love me?
Get out
Are
of
you
town.
right?
swear to God.
I can't even.
Like I'm
Oh
like it is the
my
epitome
gosh.
of if Mr. Rogers was alive today, he would
He would have the best In My Feelings video ever.
Oh my god.
Oh, we took it that direction. Okay.
He's
With
probably
the
rolling over in his
sweater
grave
and
right
the
now.
sneakers.
Oh my god. I'm like, what?
Oh my.
I don't even
gosh.
understand what that thing is. I sound really old right now. I'm like,
It's a comedian that put a dance to it and then
Oh.
it just went viral.
Oh,
And
it's a comedian.
Yeah,
that put,
it was a
I thought it
comedian
was
that
just
did it.
some
Was it
some
Drake?
band that put that
No,
did a
it was a
video, and
comedian.
then from there.
oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, and
I
it just
don't
went
get it.
viral, and then all the celebrities started doing it, and when celebrities start doing videos of it, then everybody wants to do videos of it.
I
And,
haven't done a video.
and then Drake did it, and Drake, I mean,
Can we
it's...
do a totally spoiled one, or is it
No.
over already?
No, it's over
Yeah,
already.
can we
Okay.
please put him on the spotlight like that? I'm totally.
No.
in
Oh, I
for
wanna
it.
see you
I'm
dance.
I've been
totally-
practicing. I've been
totally-
practicing.
Love me.
I could somewhat do it.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
All right, we want to see it. So next show. Yeah.
No,
It's
no.
a
Can we
bonus
take a
clip on
vote?
YouTube.
Everyone who
Yeah.
listens, can we take a vote? Tanya, take a vote.
That's the after the show.
Yeah, right?
Last night I decided to watch Nanette,
What-
which is on Netflix.
What is
Okay.
this?
I don't know. I think I'd seen a tweet about it. What, you
I'm
Googleize
gonna-
it?
Well, no, I'm going to pull
She
up my
can Google.
Netflix.
I'll read
Oh.
notes.
I I decided to watch it because I think I saw somebody tweeting about it or somebody posted about it on Facebook. I don't know. It was just very random. But what it is it's a stand-up comic, an Australian stand-up comic, a lesbian. And yeah, that's it. And she's been performing, I think, for like a decade. And what I've never heard of her before. Her name is Hannah Gatsby.
Yeah.
I had never heard of her before.
So it's a comedy special.
It's
not a series, yeah.
No, it's a comedy. It's a stand-up.
Right, okay. I'm adding it to my list.
But it is heavy.
Oh.
So, yeah. I mean, the way
A
she
heavy
does
comedy?
it's... I'm telling you. So the way she does it is incredible. So I guess... And again, I've never seen her stand-up prior to this.
Right.
But I guess her stand-up is very self-deprecating.
Okay, well,
Okay.
cool.
And she's kind of done with it. She's like, I'm not doing this to myself anymore because you don't realize the toll that actually has on somebody.
Okay.
And so this special is really cool because she goes through, I mean, it's a lot of jokes. Like most of it is her stand-up. But then like in the middle of it, like that, she snaps into this very serious, very angry, talking about a lot of topics, talking about homosexuality, talking about lesbianism, talking about stuff from the past with like Picasso and how everybody built him up to be amazing when he was supposedly actually a piece of crap.
Ooh.
All right.
And, talking about mental disorders with a lot of art. I mean, it
Wow.
was really good. It definitely gets really angry because she has a lot of built up stuff.
Yeah.
And she kind of talks about it where with her stand-up, she hasn't really been able to tell her story properly before because it's all about jokes and it's all
Right.
about how you present stuff to get the laugh.
Right.
And you feel like this is all like honest. It's not like an additional
Oh,
like,
no.
stage or
No,
like
no.
act.
No, this is because she talks about real life stuff that's happened to her that's pretty severe.
Is it
and-
like a switch though? Like she goes from, because this is kind of how it sounds. Like she's going from upbeat, just kind of light and comical to just really dark. Like is it?
Yeah, but it's why she's doing it. So she's discussing that
The
she's
process?
quitting stand-up because her humor is self-deprecating. It's
Interesting.
really
Huh.
interesting. But I'm telling you, there's a lot of anger in it
Okay.
because, again, she's never been able to truly, like, one of her jokes that she's been doing for a long time is a story from her past about this guy that she gets into an argument with in this small town about homosexuality, and she kind of finishes the story for the first time, which she's never been able to do before.
Right.
So a lot of this is her telling these stories that she's never finished before.
Wow.
And
Interesting.
really heavy stories of stuff that's happened to her. I'm telling you, you need to watch it.
Okay.
It's funny. It makes you think because a lot of the topics that she brings up, it's really good.
And
So
it's not a series. It's
just-
it's
Yeah, it's like
a
1 hour and
it
9
was
minutes.
like an hour and
9
5 minutes or
minutes.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
It's called Nanette on Netflix.
All right, I
Interesting.
just
Check
put
it
it
out.
on my list.
Ozark.
Woo!
We finally finished.
Woo! High fives.
High fives. April? Sorry.
Not so much.
Not so much. Do you want to
Go
just
in
leave
the
the
corner.
podcast now? Wait, watch out for my mascot head. Watch out for
Oh,
DJ
poor-
Kitty in the
poor little
corner.
Kitty. Can we get?
Yeah.
Do we need to get you another
Nobody
one?
puts
No, we
Kitty
need
in the
do we
corner.
need to get you another?
Oh, look what you did there.
All right.
Seems like he was in timeout anyways.
So should we give our quick? Because I texted you you texted me
Oh
when you
my
finished,
God.
and I'm like, I've got 3 episodes, bro. And then
Spoil
I
it.
texted
Go- I've
him.
got 30
No,
minutes
hold
left.
on.
And
I texted her right when I got done, and I'm like, oh my effing God. And then she gets done,
I was
and she texts me, hey, I finished. I'm like, what? No? Oh my effing God. She's like,
Meh.
are you kidding me?
Meh.
How do you finish that and go,
Meh.
And I don't know how to interpret this.
yeah, but even you got to the point where he's getting his toenails ripped out.
Right. Now that was a
gruesome.
lot. But as a whole, and like what they left me with at the end, I was like,
Oh.
All right, let's just go ahead and spoil
Okay.
it then. What? Look, I got
I don't
30
know-
minutes.
I don't
I'm
know
gonna
what
watch
you've
it when I
seen.
get home.
Did you see Dell
Up to the
getting his head
nails.
blown off?
Oh,
that was
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
those Snells
Oh
are
my God.
effing crazy.
That I got from like an episode or two ago. I'm like, oh,
You need to finish.
And it's
like,
the woman.
You need to go back to your office after this podcast and finish 30 minutes. I mean, it comes out of... So, I spoiled that. I don't want to spoil how it happens.
Just do it. I'm going to watch it. Yeah, I'm going to do it.
So,
we gave her a deadline. She missed it. Let's move on.
Okay, Mom. I'm giving you permission to punish me by telling me what happened.
Do it.
So, Dell's right-hand man gets killed. They killed
the
Dell's,
one who
the guy that's stalking them. To show that they're being watched.
The one that
was the hitman.
The one that had been broken into his house.
Yes.
No. Well, no.
Yeah.
The hitman.
No, not the Snell's guy.
The cartel's guy.
The cartel's guy.
The guy that
gets him, that asks for a ride from her, and she brings
in the
him
house when he was like looking for a house.
And he sits in front of their house. He sits
they kill him.
He gets shot. Yes, the naked booty.
So
man.
you saw that?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Yeah, he gets killed. Originally, what was crazy there is that the little boy was going to, and even you see the mom looking at him like,
do it.
And
he pulled the trigger.
Oh my God.
He pulls it, and it's.
Oh no!
Yeah, because he took out the bullets.
And if you remember that, it was I keep calling him naked booty old man took out the bullets.
It's, Buddy.
Is it Buddy?
Yeah.
Buddy did that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's Buddy. Oh, let me look at.
It's
keep talking.
the naked old man.
So that when that gun didn't fire, that's for a slight second. I was watching that this morning. I was like,
Wait, you watched this morning and you couldn't finish 30 minutes?
It was 9 o'clock. I had to come to
It's not like you show up on time anyway.
Oh! Wait, it was wait, back up. It was 9 o'clock. She had to come to work.
Whoa.
We're all supposed to be here at 9. And she's like, I'm
supposed to be here at 9. I've never done that. The fact that I couldn't turn the freaking damn TV off. And it was 9. I had to go.
So Naked Booty Man
takes out the bullets when he finds it in the woods.
And then the little boy goes to pull the trigger because the mom, the daughter, and the son were escaping.
Right.
Because that's what Marty told him to do.
To leave town.
And then the old Naked Booty Man
comes
it's stuck.
and takes the gun and shoots the guy.
Yeah. You see okay, so you got to that part. So
then somebody else gets his head blown off.
So Dell shows up because obviously he's calling and his man isn't answering.
And Dell's
the main
the main cartel guy.
Names here. Guys,
it's the main cartel guy.
Okay.
It's not like his name is like John Smith.
Yeah.
Like his name is Dell. So if I say Dell, you're
thinking it should be like Julio or something. Okay.
She said that.
I can say it. I can say it.
I was thinking it, but
say it. It's fine. It's fine.
This is going to be our last podcast ever.
We're going to be
pulled.
For the love of Pete.
Like Roseanne.
It's a Mexican cartel, okay? Even me. What the hell's my last name? I don't have a freaking Hispanic last name. I play into Dell's role, okay?
Okay, so Dell.
Jeez Louise.
So Dell shows up because he can't get his guy. And he's like, where's my guy? And he goes to Marty.
Him.
Right. Okay. So
and then he pulls out the toenails.
So Marty's like, I've got a plan. And so his plan is to partner the Snells with the cartel to have the drugs fed through because they've got so much land and blah, 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 blah. So the whole idea is to partner the cartels with
the
Dell.
Snells.
So...
Dell and the Snells.
With the Snells.
Dell and the Snells.
Dell and the Snells.
Yeah, that's how you can remember it.
That's from the 70s.
Nice.
Dell and the Snells.
So they show up and they're having this dinner with the Snells, with Dell, with Marty.
Yeah.
And they make Dell put his guns away. There's nothing. And so they wrap everything up.
And it looks like it's going to go great.
Great idea. Everybody loves the idea. Marty sells them even though that woman is bat crap crazy.
And then the cocaine dealer's wife?
Snell,
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God. She is.
And then Dell had to say the redneck word.
Yeah, so they go and get the guns. So I thought it was going to go a different direction. I thought this was all a setup. And then once they got the guns back, I thought they were going to shoot the Snells. I thought that's what they were waiting for. They agreed on everything. Right. They get their guns back, and I thought that was it.
Right.
So Dell starts talking about rednecks
to Marty, like just a passing comment.
But they're all at the same.
Yeah, and the
old
woman's
woman
like,
Snell
I'm sorry, what?
Is like, excuse me? And he turns around, starts to turn around and goes, I said rednecks, and boom!
Takes half his head off.
Shotgun blows his head off. I mean, like you see, like Terminator style,
Yep.
when the shotgun blows,
What?
and then he's like laying in the corner with his head blown off.
Where did the gun from? She just have it like.
She had a
underneath the
shotgun.
table?
Oh, I'm sure. It's a Snell.
Yeah.
It's a. I'm
was
not saying
taped-
it because she's going
It
to blow
was
my
taped-
head off.
It was taped under the dinner table.
Probably,
you know?
It probably was. It was probably taped to her leg. You know those Snells? They're nuts.
Oh.
Actually, she has a fake leg and it's actual rifle, so she just lifted up on the table.
That's actually what I thought was going to happen when April was bringing her sleeve
yeah.
up. I thought it was.
Yeah. So
So he's dead.
he's dead, and Marty's
Um,
like, "What did you do?"
And they explain that, okay, well, there's going to be another Dell, and the cartel will come, and we'll get it figured out, and the Snells, great. Yeah, you have to get to that scene. The next scene, I stopped breathing. And
There's more.
I was screaming at my TV when this was going. Like, literally, you're going to see this in the YouTube video, but you're not going to be able to tell on the podcast, but I am sitting there like this going, no, no, no. When the pastor is walking into the lake with his baby.
Yeah.
What happened to the wife?
Oh, yeah.
Wait, you got to that point, didn't you?
I found the baby on the table, but they
Right.
didn't clarify on like the wife.
Well,
They didn't have
because
to clarify.
They
the
killed the
crazy
wife.
woman
Yeah, they cut
Snell
it out
said
of
we were
her.
going to cut the baby out and kill
I
the
figured.
mom.
I was just kind of waiting for it to like happen or see it. Maybe. Okay.
I love CT's face when I just have to look at her. She's-
We need to have like cliff notes for April.
Try some grass.
Oh my God! Yes, so they cut the baby out of her.
So the pastor's now struggling with being a dad by himself, and that his mission is being used to funnel drugs and
And he's trying to figure out,
what's the meaning of life, and
if
all that
there is
kind
a
of
God, why did
Why-
he allow his wife to be murdered like that?
Why didn't he kill the Snells? Because you freaking want to take out my wife or husband, whatever. Like,
I don't think it's that easy. I don't
I
think
don't
you
think
could
it's
just
that easy.
kill
I
the
don't know.
Snells.
Snell pretty much blew off
But he's
Dell's
also
head.
but he's also a man of God, so that's not going to be his first instinct,
Right.
Yet.
But I mean, he seems
Yeah,
like
I was
he
about
seems like
saying-
he's a little.
I was about to say I love me some Jesus too, but boy, you come after me and my significant other.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
he
but I
walked-
think-
married to, and
I
just
think
had
they
a-
also
and just
scared
had,
the
and
crap
just
out
had
of
a
him.
baby with.
But I
and
think-
you cut her open. Oh,
I think they
no,
just-
no.
Because here's the
No.
here's the thing: when we were first introduced to the
No.
pastor, he was walking
That
into
bad.
a convenience store
And took a bullet. Yeah.
So something has happened where he is a man of God, and the Snells have scared the living daylights out of him.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, shit,
but he's
yeah.
not there yet
So
because he walks into the river or whatever body of water it is.
So he takes first Marty goes over to kind of apologize and make sure he's
How do you
okay.
even apologize?
And he calls Marty the devil. He's like, you're absolutely the devil. And then kind of one of the next scenes you see is him driving with his baby, and they go to the lake, and he's walking into the lake, and he submerges his baby,
Holds him under.
holds him underwater, and I am screaming at my TV, and he holds it under for
And forcibly.
a long time.
Yeah.
And I mean, the acting was impeccable. He's looking straight ahead. He's not
Yeah.
react. I mean,
But then
Mm.
he brings the baby back up.
it's a baptism.
Yeah.
He baptized the baby, so he kind of started everything anew. Yeah,
What?
exactly. What do
Yeah.
you mean what? You know when you submerge babies to
Well,
I mean,
yes.
I'm Jewish. I don't know. Is that how you do
Yes.
it?
For baptisms,
I-
you don't submerge babies.
Oh, you just put them in?
Right.
You just put-
so
it's literally
I
a
think
dip.
he
It's a
thought. I
little-
think he was going to try to kill the baby.
I was gonna say that's not a baptism.
Oh.
and
Yeah,
then
I'm
because
like
it
that.
was like he
I'm
was like
Jewish.
shaking the baby and holding the baby under.
He wasn't shaking him. He was just holding him.
It to me.
I mean,
it looked
like he was drowning him.
Yeah, he was trying to kill the baby, and
Yeah,
I think
feel like
he
maybe
kind
he
of
had a come to Jesus.
he had a come
moment.
to Jesus moment, and he lifted the baby up, and I don't think he thought the baby was going to be breathing, but the baby was breathing still.
Oh.
Which the baby in a real life would
That
not
was
still
a
be breathing.
long time
Yeah.
that he was holding him under.
But I
Yeah.
thought when he was walking into the water with the baby, he was going to
Both of
drown
them
him.
together.
Both
Right.
of
Yeah.
them. When you guys started saying this, that's
Yeah.
what I was like.
So
going
then when he
to.
put the baby under, I'm like, oh, come on.
Yeah.
So, and that's where it ended, really.
I mean,
So Marty tried to send the family away. They decided they're like, nope, we're going to do this together. So they came back.
so the family stayed.
The family,
the family
came back,
comes
So
back.
there.
They leave,
had new
'Cause I remember they
identities
had
and
the new
everything.
identities,
Yeah.
all of that.
and then they come back because the son
And the daughter.
convinces.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but more the son.
Yeah.
Convinces her that she should go back, and they should. If anything is going to happen, it should happen as a family. Yeah. So there's.
So do I need to literally swallow that Dell's dead? The drug cartel main guy. He's
no,
dead.
you need to watch. Yes, but you need to watch it. What do you mean? You need to watch 30 minutes.
I know. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch it. I just.
All right, Cardi B.
I feel like I need to see. Nothing.
Okay, Cardi B.
I feel like it's not. What I'm getting at is it's not real to me yet. I don't believe
You
he's
need
dead.
to watch
You need
from
to
the
watch it.
beginning
Yeah.
of the last episode. You just need to sit and watch the full
Well,
120.
she watched it just this morning, so I mean, it's still fresh.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's an hour 20. It was long. I
It
literally
was.
am 30
when
minutes
I started
left.
the final episode,
Literally,
I'm
I
like,
don't need to see his nails being ripped out again.
Well,
I
it's
don't
like
need to go
when
through
I
that.
finished the episode before the last one, and I was like, okay, I got an hour. Let's go. And I hit play. I'm like, 120 minutes. Gosh,
no,
darn it.
an hour and 20
An
minutes.
hour and 20 minutes. But I was
it
like,
went fast. Like I was watching
did,
it. I'm
it
like,
did.
this is going to be
It moved.
long.
I
it
mean,
went
I
fast.
I got to 30 minutes too, but then again, like realized it was 9, and I was like, yeah, no, I
so
can't.
Ozark is coming back in August.
August, so it's
This will
perfect
be a
timing.
So
lot
they're setting it
to-
up. So what?
Yeah, here's
So-
what we have. So Ruth's dad is coming
Oh.
because he said that
Out of
he's
jail.
going to he said he's going to see her and they need to talk about it in person. So Ruth's dad is coming. The cartel is going to be looking for Dell
Mm-hmm.
and the new
other guy's
partnership with
still
the
too,
Snells.
maybe, or no?
What?
You think still the other guy too, or he's completely out of the picture?
Well, the other guy
Who?
was Dell's lieutenant. So Dell only cared about the lieutenant.
So he's
So I mean, Dell is
Now
the
I'm
big guy,
confused.
the guy who the butt cheeks killed.
Oh.
Nobody's gonna be looking for that guy anymore.
No.
They're gonna be looking for Dell.
Yeah.
Just him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to be looking for Dell, which Dell is the big guy, but there's his bosses.
Right.
And then
Marty has all of that money in those walls.
Which did we not,
minus
did
some.
we not touch on this? Did this not come across y'all's mind that I literally thought when lodge owner lady
Rachel.
ran into or he was there already at the pool table. Dell was at the pool table. Did it not run through y'all's mind that she was going to get shot? Like he realized that what was in that bag was money.
Eh.
Oh,
I think Rachel's low on the totem pole.
My
Yeah.
heart was beating in that scene a little bit.
Really?
But they need
It
Rachel.
was.
They need Rachel.
No, she's done, I think. She drove off.
Yeah,
She's gonna be back.
I don't know. I don't know. She took some money. She took a whole lot. But can you use that money?
I don't know.
Isn't that
That's-
the whole point they clean it?
Right. I
but
don't know.
it's
Yeah, but I think that's the whole point they clean it.
Right. So she goes to use it.
She's in trouble.
Right. And
Yeah.
then the
And they know
feds
where.
go to her and she's like, well, here's what happened. And she starts selling out Marty. And
Speaking of the
everybody.
feds, that FBI agent.
So screwed up.
Cuckoo. Oh my God. He has gone off the deep end.
What did you think of
I
the
don't
10
like him.
years flashback?
I didn't. That episode?
because
so
it was
episode-
flashing back and forward and then
Not-
forward and back.
yeah.
And then I was like, whoa,
I don't
what is
think it was
happening?
really needed.
Yeah.
I don't
think
it
it
was
it,
needed.
kind of was
We
needed
know
just to explain
why-
the story.
We know my Marty and, how they got involved. There
Right.
was a very bad car accident. She lost a baby, like all this stuff. But the whole, with the FBI agent and the mom, like, granted, he has a vendetta against drug dealers. Like, he wants, because they messed with his mom and made her a druggie, and I get it. But I'm like, I don't think we needed all of that in there.
It was. I think it was good, except for the way they did it, because, like you said, there was a lot of flashing back and
Yeah.
forward. I'm
Yeah.
like, where
Flashing
are we
back,
right
forward,
now?
Yeah,
forward,
it was a little
back,
difficult.
forward.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait,
I'm like,
huh?
are we in present
Now-
time right now, or
Yeah.
present past time?
I think
or?
they could have done it earlier in the episodes. Like,
yeah, just
maybe.
included some of it.
yeah.
And it was like even when they started with the car and then ended with the car, but it was like earlier in the car scene. I'm like, what is going
Yeah.
on right now?
It was a little confusing.
Yeah.
But it was
so-
good that we got to see
Absolutely.
the entire story.
The intention and why they're doing it.
Absolutely. So season 2
I'm excited.
is August. I saw somebody like talking about how they're not into the. My friend Lindsay posted on Facebook how she wasn't even into the show at all. Her and her husband were watching it, going, "Eh." I'm like,
Well, I started it last year and I stopped after episode 2 because I wasn't really into it. It's one of those shows where you have to stop everything else because there's so much that's going on and there are so many characters. You just have to stop. It's like Narcos. You
Right.
can't do anything else while you're watching it, and you really got to pay attention.
and it's kind of like Breaking
and
Bad.
And the second time now that we're doing it, I'm into it. Like I'm
Right.
invested in the characters now because
Breaking
I
Bad,
wasn't doing anything.
when
else.
we started watching Breaking Bad, it was tough to get through some of the first episodes.
A
I was
lot
like,
of characters.
This is
Yeah.
no, but not even a lot of characters, just because it was kind of slower. and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to watch this. And then it picks up.
And then they start ripping people's toenails out.
and
Oh,
heads
it's one
get
of those
blown
shows
off.
too.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely stuff in Breaking Bad. There's no ripping toenails out.
Oh, there's
but
some crazy
there's
stuff
crazy
in Breaking
stuff
Bad.
in Breaking Bad.
I've
Breaking
seen
Bad-
some. Definitely haven't watched it from.
I
start to
watched
finish, but I've
Breaking
seen some
Bad
episodes.
Every episode on Netflix until the last half of the final season. I watched it in real time,
Yeah,
and it's
you're
one
saying.
of my favorite television shows of all time. Like
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston and
He was incredible.
well, gosh, Jesse,
Aaron Paul?
Aaron Paul. I love
Is that
Aaron
it?
Paul.
Yeah, Bryan Cranston's amazing. And we tried to start binging My Name is Saul. And we watched, I think, like one season of it, and then we
Yeah.
just kind of stopped watching
I was
it.
kind of the same. Yeah, it didn't hook me, but all my friends who got me into Breaking Bad, they're like, "Oh, you got to stick with it,
Yeah.
because the Polo Chicken guy is gonna emerge in it," who was one of my favorite
Yeah, he
villains
was
ever.
great.
But yeah, I know. So there are so many things now that are on Netflix that I'm like, oh, I want to
You can
watch
catch
that.
up
Like
on.
Riverdale, apparently that's like the Archie comics, but
Yeah.
I want to
Gabby-
watch that.
Gabby started watching Riverdale, and she's like, this is amazing.
I want to watch that. Like, I got so much stuff in my queue. I don't have enough time.
See, I'm just going to stick
And
to...
then I want to watch The Office. I've never watched The Office, and all of The Office is on Netflix.
What?
You haven't seen a show that I've seen?
No.
What?
So now what are we going to watch?
What?
Wait.
Can we say April 1?
Wait.
CT
You're,
zero?
you're not skipping
April-
past this.
April 1, CT like 5 million.
You've never watched an episode?
No, I've seen an episode, but I've
you've never watched the
watched
seasons?
the seasons. And I know who the characters are
This
just because
is-
of, popular culture, but it's gold.
This is...
She's
You
going
need
to
to
hold
take
it
care
over
of
my
this.
head.
You need to make sure to write this exactly.
Oh,
What
it's
is
being
it?
documented.
It is
let me
July
pull out my
19th.
recording.
It is.
We do have it recording.
It
is on
Can
tape.
you please say
Hey,
that again? Oh, I
Hey,
can just
you know
pull
those
it.
podcasts?
That's
Yeah.
the thing.
And there's going to be the video on YouTube. The podcast is on iHeartRadio and
And-
iTunes.
So wait,
and
what are we going to
SoundCloud.
watch now?
So you don't have to record it.
Got it. We're covered. I'm covered.
I think we're going to watch Queer Eye.
I've already watched that.
Yeah, I'm not watching Queer Eye.
Just-
At Brian
it's just
Fink,
a
at
joke.
CT1007, at April on Air. Thank you for
Wait.
subscribing to the Totally Spoiled podcast.